Badac's new project, The Journey, is a project that's going to focus on the experiences of refugees who have arrived in the UK. The idea is that at the moment it's a research and development project, that we will meet refugees over a period of time and we will use their experiences and their stories to create a new piece of theatre which is trying to highlight and explain and give an insight into the journeys undertaken by people who come to the UK. With that in mind, the first person we're going to interview and speak to is Ghazi Hussein, who's a poet who's worked with the company in the past on various projects. Ghazi arrived in the UK in 2000 as an asylum seeker, having fled his homeland because of imprisonment, torture and persecution. So, Ghazi, before you arrived in the UK, was your home life, was it happy?
I was happy, yeah. Happy in my work, happy with my family. Yeah, that's the different kind. But I'm not happy with the situation now because I'm, like, if you call it, ex-prisoner. So, and yeah, but the normal, I have a normal life. I'm a teacher, and I love my student. I love my family, and love my friend.
How old were you when you were first arrested?
14. On the border, they asked me, I was in a car, and they asked everybody for an ID, and I said, I don't have one. Are you coming with somebody? No, I didn't come alone. And they took me to the security jail, where I was the youngest, I think, there, and it's really very tough. Yeah. And my dad didn't know where I am, and they think I'm dead, because 6 months you didn't hear of a person went out of school and disappeared, lost.
Obviously, you were a political prisoner.
Yes.
And you were arrested, or you were put in prison 21 times. Is that
21 times.
21 times, and you were tortured in prison.
I've been tortured in prison, and I dislike call it a prison, because prison is much softer than security jails. Security jails are different. You cannot understand it, or you put your head around it unless you've been in it.
You were saying that one day they came and they said to your parents they'll take you for 1 hour.
Yeah.
And you were away for 23 months.
23 months, that's the 1 hour. And it's funny enough, when I get into the security jail, I told there was prisoner there, I told them I'm here for 1 hour. And they say, well, yeah, 1 hour. The clock of the government is broke. 1 hour could take you a year, 2 years, 5 years, and so on. We all here for 1 hour. And when you ask them how long you've been here, they will tell you, well, I've been here 3 years, 7 years, 6 years, 1 year, 7 months. And I think I was the luckiest when it just took me 23 months.
Just to get a sense of it, when people say about political, when people are being political, so you were getting arrested for talking at meetings. So you'd go to a meeting about something and speak.
Well, it's not a meeting. A meeting, you will say there's an organization having a meeting. Yeah. I'm not in an organization. I am a poet. I'm the speaker.
Yeah.
There's an event, for example, celebrating for they call it for the Independence Day.
Yeah.
They ask me to speak in it or read a poem. I go read poems about my country. And then the middle of the night they come and arrested me without telling me why.
You were put in solitary confinement as well, weren't you? But the cell you were in solitary confinement was a tiny cell, was it? And
it's 1 meter square exactly, because I measure it by my, it's 4 high, 4 length, and 4 width.
How long were you in solitary confinement?
6 months in my grave.
6 months.
So that I'm not frightened of death, because I have experienced grave.
And so you're saying that, for example, with the torture and putting you in prison and keeping you in prison, is that the aim is not to kill you.
No.
It's actually so that when you leave, you're telling other people within your society.
Well, I think they try hard to break you, not killing you. And they want you to be alive. Killing you doesn't help them. It will be against them, this. But they want to break you and go to your society and your community and tell them.
You plant a seed of fear.
That's it. And I think all of it about controlling and about keeping you in this quiet. They don't want people to speak about anything even. They want people to obey.